I witnessed something today and felt the need to share an opinion about it. Since when did spending money on burying the dead become the symbol of mourning, grieving, and paying last respect? May God forbid, but how will you feel if a loved one dies? Your heart will be broken, right? And how do you feel when someone you don't love dies? You feel nothing. Think about this. Do you want to be praised for performing an expensive funeral for a loved one? Or do you want to be praised for how well you loved and cared for them when they lived? Now, let's flip the coin to make it clearer. Would you want your family to love and care for you while you are alive? Or do you want them to perform a grand funeral over your dead body after you are gone? Can someone explain the need for spending so much money on burying the dead, which has become a burden on society? Has any ghost ever accused the living of not using expensive things to bury their bodies? So why do people worry about money to bury a corpse? Is that how to show love for the dead? How much love did they give when the dead were alive? Why can't we make life easier and simpler for the living and the dead? Is it because people will talk, so you want to satisfy their petty gossip through spending more money? That can only show you are feeling guilty or psychologically under pressure. Traditions have symbols that have deep meanings that are priceless, meanings that money cannot be used to convey. But you have bastardized those meanings with your ego, thinking money solves all problems. No wonder, when the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. Equally, when money is the only thing you have, every problem looks like a business transaction. Let me ask you something. Between life and death, which do you place value on? I am sure you will choose life, but ask yourself, do you really value the living more than the dead? See how we treat the living and how we treat them when they die. By looking at how we treat the living and what we go through to bury the dead, you can know whether we value life or death. Most of us are influenced by stories about the afterlife, which we don't know are true or false. Aren't you supposed to honor the living while they are breathing? Or do you want to honor them rather when they are dead? You know nothing about death, my friend. You think you are doing something right if you spend more money to bury the dead. This behavior has reduced the symbolism and meaning of the traditional way of dealing with the departed soul. You want to call it last respect. I want to call it fanful respect, because the soul of the dead won't see the money you are counting. Everything you are doing is rather to impress people and please your ego. Instead of loving and honoring the soul when it was alive, you are displaying money to bury the body it left behind. Meanwhile, if you had loved, respected, and honored it while it lived in the body, it won't begrudge you after it is gone. Your love, respect, and honor were what the soul saw, felt, and recorded, and not the money you are displaying after it is gone. You are not supposed to suffer to bury a dead body. It looks like you are appeasing your guilt for neglecting them when they were alive. Most of the things you do when burying the dead are not traditional. They are showmanship and have no meaning to the dead. You are suffering from a psychological pressure, if not superstitious nonsense, to extract validation from society. Meanwhile, people don't come to mourn with you. They come to eat and drink and take surplus food away. That is why you feel obliged to take money from them afterwards. After losing a loved one, why should you suffer for money to bury a corpse? You are more worried about not having enough money for funeral expenses than the loss of a beloved one. What is the meaning of all this? The occasion for eating, drinking, and merrymaking ought to be naming ceremonies and not funerals. Some even take out loans to hold a flashy funeral, all to impress those who will attend to eat, drink, and gossip afterwards. Is there a better place to bury the dead than honoring them with a feeling that they are still living in the hearts of their beloved? Love transcends borders and dimensions. The dead won't love you for spending a lot of money to bury their bodies. Honor them with love and care for their children if they left any. That is what will probably please them. It is not the money you are spending, it is how you feel about them that resonate with their souls. This tendency to perform a lavish funeral is an excuse to save the shameful faces of the so-called bereaved. Immediately after burial, we forget the dead while having our eyes fixed on dividing their properties. And that is when you will see naked greed and hatred coming out of siblings and leading to serious family conflict. Meanwhile, the money we spend on the funeral could have been used to help a family member who is alive and suffering. So much love for the living. Food for thought, my friend. Please hit the plus button, like and share for more. Thanks for sharing.